Dear viewer, hello and welcome to African Entertainment Reviews, where today we will be covering a very special African combat sport that goes by the denotation of Dambe, whose rules are very clear and simple as shown on screen. I have however come to the realization that when in a Dambe match, Dambe knocked out. Before I even start on the highlights, I would just like to give full props to the designer of the African Warriors logo. It is very appealing and your talents can be used in the Wakandan city space.
Round 1. Fight!
Now it is important to realize that this is primarily a striking sport. So when they begin to grapple each other like this and hug, the referee's interference is not against their brotherly love. He is simply there to promote the violence. Now this set of warriors are very advanced, as you can see. They are not only in a Dambe match, but they are also engaged in a very intense thumb wrestling battle at the same time. The way they lock their arms right before striking is very reminiscent of the way Sasuke was using Naruto's hand to complete his hand scenes in their battle in the Valley of the End.
Finish him!
For a moment I thought that he was inspecting his blue waistband, but it might seem that he has just encountered the blue screen of death. Now in Wakanda I have seen my fair share of battles. However, I do not recall ever seeing a man beaten into such submission. This warrior was knocked out into a position that looks as if he was praising the person who knocked him out. That punch crumbled this warrior like an inflatable man.
Round 2.
When reviewing this match, I had very legitimate concerns about the health safety of this warrior who was fighting whilst he was chewing. It would only take very little contact to have him bite off his inner cheeks or even take a chunk out of his tongue. These concerns were dispelled just 3 short punches later. I came to the understanding that this man was not an overconfident man but a very generous one instead. Whilst he was chewing and looking at his opponent, he realized that he could not eat alone anymore. So he decided to give this man a 3-piece combo.
You want some? Come get some! Round 3.
And just like some of the virtual games that I have seen young boys in Wakanda play, same people in this actual combat sport do spam the same move. It is quite unfortunate that a warrior can see a move twice and still fall for it for the 3rd time. When Aliyah sang, "If at first you do not succeed," I did not think that this was the message he was trying to pass. This man actually helped us understand the term beat, because after he was beat, he was moving to a beat that only he could hear.
Final round. Fight!
In the same way, our next warrior helped us understand that sometimes you do have to chase victory. And even the warrior who lost left us with 2 words of wisdom. The first one is, never turn your back away from your opponent. And finally, if you try and kick a man in the balls,
My turn!
make sure you do not miss. It will only make him angrier.